I'm fascinated because of really when I'm thinking about it, really interrupts something too. People
Yes,
on a rampage or everything's moving in this direction of the conflict, it literally can interrupt that.
exactly. And so there are a series of interrupting questions that we can ask that are very powerful. Here's one that, if you are in a fight with someone, will work almost every time. And of course, nothing works every time. So that's just the nature of conflict. But here's the question. Excuse me, can I ask you a question? To the person who's shouting at you. And if they say yes, you say, is this conversation working for you? Because it's not working for me. Question two, would you like it to work? Question three, why would you like it to work? Question four, what is one thing I can do that would make this conversation work better for you? Question five, would you like to know one thing you could do that would make this conversation work better for me? Question six, and we can keep going. Question six, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being highest, how would you rank the conversation we were having before I asked this first question? And how would you rank the conversation we're having right now? They'll say a 7 or 8. And last question, what would it take to make it a 10? Would you like to go for a 10?
Did you come up with these yourself? I've seen some of these questions in your book.
Yes, no, these are all questions I've come up with.
It's so brilliant. When you think about what happens as a result of asking these questions?
It stops people in their tracks. There are questions that can drop people to their knees, questions that can take their breath away. It reveals to them not only that they have been on, well, let me just go to the first question. Is this conversation working? In order to answer that question, you have to do several things. One, you have to stop the conversation that isn't working. Number two, you have to look at the conversation that was just happening. Number three, you have to then decide whether it was working or not. And number four, you have to have the courage to be able to say to the person that you are arguing with that that conversation is not working. And that is already the beginning of a conversation that can work.
As I listen to you, I was just thinking of putting on my EQ hat. It almost is like you're now in your frontal cortex. You're not in your limbic. You're now thinking and I don't know, probably calmer.
Absolutely.